Hi, and welcome back to Don't Just Cook with your host, Robert Steven Munoz. As you can see, I am ready to have an amazing dinner party. The table is set. It's a party of 6. I have put together a beautiful menu starting with a roasted butternut squash soup, French-style au gratin potatoes. The star of the show is going to be a turkey Wellington with homemade cranberry sauce and stuffing. And then to top it all off, oye, let me tell you, I am finishing it with a Basque cheesecake, but not just a regular Basque cheesecake. We are going to finish our night with a pumpkin Basque cheesecake. I'm sure the wine will be flowing with all of my friends, but people ask me all the time, what really makes a great dinner party? It's your guest list, obviously a beautiful menu, but the perfect ambiance and setting. So let's get this started.
The main mission of having a party and inviting guests over is making them feel welcome. And what would make somebody feel more welcome than a place setting with a little ornament that they can take home with them? I found these ornaments with everybody's initials who's coming to the dinner at Michael's. How cute is this? Just tied it around the napkin with some twine, a little label, and then added a fresh flower. Let's get a close look at my table setting. I found this floral garland. It ended up matching the floral arrangement that I built right into my light fixture. Got some new linens, brought out the good china and my gold flatware. Here is that napkin rolled up with a name tag and the ornament on it. I went ahead and added some fresh flowers into the floral garland, these faux candles, but then I also added in some fairy twinkle lights to give that extra little sparkle. So when I dimmed the lights, everything looked really beautiful. I think the color palette was absolutely perfect. It works with my house, sets a great warm and cozy and inviting atmosphere, and everyone's able to talk and converse easily. I think everything looks absolutely wonderful. All right, let's make the cranberry sauce. This recipe that I'm using, I actually got from the world famous Martha Stewart, because when it comes to Thanksgiving, she's the queen, and I've been using this recipe of hers for God knows how long. It's super simple, super delicious. I have tweaked a few things on it through the years, like I add a little bit of brown sugar in with the sugar. I add a little bit of lemon zest with the orange peel. I add a little bit of clove with my cinnamon. So let's go ahead and get this in the pot and get this going, because I want to have it done tonight. That way tomorrow the flavors are really come together and it sets and makes the perfect cranberry sauce for my get together. Believe it or not, making cranberry sauce from scratch is relatively easy. Just want to rinse and wash and strain your cranberries, add some fresh water to a pot, and start letting it simmer. You're gonna think it doesn't have enough liquid at first, but trust me, when those cranberries start heating up, they're gonna release their juices. So here I've added in my 2 sugars, giving it a gentle stir. The heat is on about a medium heat. Once that gets going, we're gonna add in the orange peels. I like to be a little generous with it, some salt and some pepper, because it just kind of brings it all together and just gives a little bit of a spice. And as we know, a little bit of sea salt brings out the flavors of everything. Once you start to see that simmer happening and you start to see those cranberries burst, you are on your way. Adding a little lemon zest also gives an extra boost of tartness and flavor to brighten everything up and just make it so much even more yummy. Once everything is going, you start to see those cranberries popping and bursting. It's time to add in the cinnamon. I also like to add in some cloves. We're going to let that simmer for a little bit longer, and before you know it, it is time to add the orange juice. Once you add in the orange juice, you lower it down to a very low simmer. Let it simmer for about a minute or 2, and then just shut off the heat. And that's it. Voila, you have just made homemade cranberry sauce. You let it cool, serve it, either instantly or store it overnight, and that's when the flavors are really going to be beautiful. All right, guys, I'm going to start preparing my squash and sweet potato for my soup. The number one tip that I can give you when you're planning for a dinner party or a party of any sorts or a special dinner and you're going to be making several things, be prepared. You could watch all of my videos and every other chef and cook out there. And the number one thing to make sure everything comes out beautiful and seamless and a little more stressless is being prepared and doing things ahead of time. If you're going to be chopping a lot of onions and garlic and other, fruits and vegetables, cut them the day before, the night before, bag them up and put them aside. That way you're all set and ready to go, so you're not having to do that as well as cook everything at the same time. If you're making a roasted vegetable dish, you could roast your vegetables the night before, which is what I'm going to do. One of the menu items that I'm going to be serving tomorrow is a roasted butternut squash soup. So I am going to go ahead and roast my squash tonight. That way it's already done. So tomorrow I just have to actually make the soup. So I'm going to roast the squash, and I'm actually going to add a sweet potato to it as well. Adding the sweet potato to it just gives it a little extra flavor and a little extra color. It comes out really, really beautiful and so tasty. So we're gonna slice up the squash, slice up the sweet potato. We're gonna season it with a little sea salt, drizzle my baking sheet with a little bit of olive oil, roast it in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour or so, depending on how much squash you're cooking and roasting. You just wanna see that the skin is already starting to like bubble up and crackle and kind of turn kind of brown. So let's go ahead and get that going. All right, slice my sweet potato in half, slice the butternut squash in half, opened it up. We're going to go ahead and scoop out these seeds and fibers, just put them right into a bowl and put these in our compost. Because that is not something you're going to want in your soup. This soup is so good. I've been making it for years. In fact, my mother and my girlfriend, Natalie, just reached out to me not too long ago for the recipe. This can be done with butternut squash. It could be done with acorn squash, and it could be done with pumpkin. I've done it with all three, and it's always absolutely delicious. So now what we're gonna do is take my Costa Rica olive oil. You know, I talk about it all the time. Love Costa Rica olive oil. I'm gonna drizzle my cookie sheet with it. Got my parchment paper on here. So good. Then we're gonna salt all of our vegetables. The salt's gonna help, release the juices, release the moisture, and start waking up the flavor of our squash and sweet potato. Now we can place these meat side down, so we want the flesh side down onto our prepared sheet. That's it, super simple. And now this goes into the oven. Like I said, 350 for about an hour, hour and a half, depending. And you want to just see that the skin is like brown and bubbling up and looks like a really bad sunburn. All right, so let's get these in the oven, because then we're gonna let them cool, remove the skin, and save them for tomorrow when we make that a beautiful soup. So there's a reason why you will never see me chopping up onions on this camera, because after all these years of cooking and working with onions, I'm still so sensitive to the onions. My eyes just tear and I get all congested. But anyway, like I was saying before, being prepared helps for two reasons. So I don't look like a goldfish when my guests come, and I'm already prepared. I'm making 2 sets of dressing, and I got my onions chopped up for my soup, and they're sealed up in Ziploc bags. so I can breathe again. So now I'm going to finish chopping up my celery, garlic, and carrots for my dressings and get that all refrigerated. So tomorrow, just have to assemble it. If you know any tips and tricks, I have tried eating crackers. I have tried drinking wine. I have tried lighting candles, making sure the room is ventilated, everything. I mean, just short of wearing like swimming goggles. So if you have any tips and tricks on how to not cry your eyes out when you're cutting up some onions, let me know. Okay, well, I survived the onion chopping, got my celery, carrots, and garlic all chopped up to make my dressings tomorrow. Got my onions chopped up and some garlic in here to make the soup. So all this is going to the fridge. All the scraps will go into the compost bin, and we are ready and we are prepared. Well, the cranberry sauce has come to room temperature. It's already starting to gel up. Let's give it a taste. Look at that. Look at that texture. Oh my God. You saw that? I was about to double dip. This is so good. The cinnamon and the clove gives it a warmth. The orange peel and the lemon zest give it a brightness. The cranberries are sweet and tart. It is so, so good. So we're gonna put this in a storage container, put it in the fridge, and it'll be all ready for our dinner party. So good. You're really gonna want this recipe. Okay, looks like our butternut squash and sweet potatoes are ready. So let's check it with a fork. Yeah, look at that. Bloop, 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 bloop. Super, super tender. So we're gonna go ahead and let these cool, at least to room temperature so that you can handle them, and peel the skin off, which is gonna be super easy to do. And then they'll be ready to throw into